Hello guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to spend it here with me on my little channel. Now, today's video started off, get some exercise, got some skating in. Haven't skated in basically a month. So if you guys remember, it's been a little hectic for me the last few weeks. Been busy doing stuff. Went out of town for a week and a half to go visit my mom for her birthday. So haven't got to skate much. As most of you guys know, I am an avid skateboarder. Been doing it for years, and just don't get to do it as much as I like, and that kind of sucks, especially since I don't have anybody to skate with. But hopefully you guys enjoyed those skate clips. If you did, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Let me know down below if any of you guys skate, because especially if you're local. If you're local and you skate, hit me up on Instagram at ChrisSadowski and let's go skate. So right now, working on the Del Sol again. So nothing crazy, but I did break my exhaust. As you can kind of see, a little crooked, hanger popped off. Now I got a hole right here. But for a good reason. I mean, obviously it's never really a good reason when something happens like that. So if you guys remember, I have fuel cut ignition or fuel cut launch control on here, not ignition cut, and something was wrong with it. Whenever I would hit rev limiter going through the gears, the normal standstill launch control was fine. It just builds so it's like wham bum 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 bum, and progressively builds faster, and you can hear it building boost, turbo spooling, all that good stuff. I don't know if it shoots any fireballs, is what it is, to each his own. But whenever I'd hit the rev limiter in a gear, it would throw me into the dash. Completely stupid, hated it. So I talked to my tuner and brought the car down on lunch the other day. I didn't film it because I was at work and just on lunch, brought it by the tuner. And he found it right away. He just basically had my restart on the limiter set. The limiter's at 7,300, the restart was at 7. So he just dropped it down to 7,250, and now I can bang the limiter all I want and get really cool noises, and it makes all sorts of fun stuff. But when I did that, I completely snapped the weld on my resonator. Yeah, that's a cherry bomb, fight me. But yeah, I completely snapped that weld, so I had to makeshift something in the dark the other night, but when I did that, it kind of made the rest of the exhaust go crooked. So essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack the exhaust up, get it to where I want it, and then I'm gonna re-weld the hangers and fix the back section there. But I think I'm gonna take the HKS off of here. I'm gonna slap it on here because that's 3-inch straight pipe to a 2.5-inch muffler. Don't like that. Put the 2.5-inch with the 2.5-inch. I ordered some 3-inch V-bands so that way I can remake my correct rear section and put the old muffler back on here, because I won't be building a diffuser for a little bit yet, which is why I did the right side exit. So, a lot of words here, but that way now with that really long introduction, welcome to the video. Gonna start with dropping the exhaust section. Actually, no, I'm gonna start with making sure that the exhaust is where I need it to be, and then my exhaust, to drop it, I have a V-band clamp up by the flex pipe, which is a 13 mil, and then I have 2 14 mil bolts at the joint there, and then that's it. It comes down, and the rear section is its own, but I'll worry about that when I get to it. For now, main concern is the midsection, because after I welded the resonator back on, it brought this first joint basically touching the ground, so I was taking out reflectors on the road. No bueno, scraping it everywhere, looking like a fool. I'm gonna make sure this is good and figure it out. And the mailman just showed up, so I wonder if that's my V-band clamp, and if that is my V-band clamp, then I can get both exhausts finished today. And just a bunch of junk. Bummer. So I got the midsection here cut up now. Went to Lowe's and picked up an actual metal cutoff wheel for the chop saw. So got this all cut up. This one is a little crooked just because that's how it was welded. This end is a little crooked as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt these up. This one came out clean and straight. I already deburred it, cleaned it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt up both pieces and then measure the distance I need in between. I have some spare pipe in the shed, and then get my gap worked out. And yeah, then I can actually make a correct piece. I have a few jack stands so I can, push the pipes up as I need to. That way I can do this now where I'm not rushed where I was the other night. So I just had to get that piece on and get it back up. Yeah, chop saw is a lot easier than a cutoff wheel for sure. 2 jack stands holding the center section up, and I got this jack stand back here holding the back end up. Now the back end again is getting changed because my V-band clamp actually came in. So a few minutes ago, I'm gonna put the HKS on here, so I'm not worried about back here. I don't care how this sits as long as the rest of it is lined up, which it is. And now I just have this little bit of a gap right here, but once I like push the exhaust forward, this lines up like perfectly, which I do have the slack back here, so that's fine. I just gotta go grab the welder, set it up really quick, and give it a few tacks, and then I can weld this up and then chop the rear end off and put the HKS on. got it all welded up, so that is solid. Still a little bit bowed, but I think that's because my downpipe kind of sits really low and then comes up because I had to clear the oil pan, you know. So I mean, the car, I don't know, I'm just kind of working with it. I'll end up redoing it eventually, but as for now, I love how the turbo spool is having this big old resonator. So I'm trying to keep using this as long as I can for the time being. It just sucks that the weld literally broke on this weld, like way back here, so I can't cut back any more to really try and straighten this all out. But should be good now anyway. Not too worried about it. If this is low, then it's low. It is what it is, but as long as I'm not bashing this like I was yesterday. Mid pipe is all fixed, good to go. Now I got this back section off. And yeah, kind of haggard, really crappy pie cuts here because these were with a cutoff wheel, and this was a different size piping. This was 2.5 OD, this was 2.5 ID. But yeah, this section going bye-bye. So what I need to do is I just jacked this up. I gotta cut the muffler off. The axle back section here has to come off, but I have to drop the mid pipe to do that because there's supposed to be a V-band right about here, but again, I had to weld that shut, which is why I had to buy a new one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the muffler off really quick so that way I can get this one done. That way once this is done, then I can take the jack stands, get this one up, drop the mid pipe, because I have to drop the lower control arm to get this pipe through because this is 3-inch, like I said. So it's really thick and has to come off the hard way. So, and I gotta drop the sway bar, so it's gonna be a little bit more of a pain, but it'll get done. So for now, cut off wheel face mask, cut that off, put it on that one. Here's the HKS next to this old style, or the old sections. So now you can see I pretty much just, I'm going to cut it right before this hanger here so I have a little bit of room to work with, and then, you know, just measure it up and match it to there, and easy as that really. I mean, don't have to do much, it ain't rocket science. So this tip did stick out quite a bit, so I should be really honestly good, pretty much cutting it right where it is, and yeah, just weld it. I mean, not too much measuring to do, pretty simple, but yeah. So I finally got this piece together. Again, it's not that pretty, but it's functional. So I'd end up making a few different sections. I cut the turn down off of the old piece, and then had to use this section of some skunk tube piping with a little pie cut here to kind of straighten the angle out a little bit, and then 4 pieces of pie cut here, 3 to make the bend, 1 back here to fill the gap, so I had to counter sink it or whatever it's called, and then this. So this outer tube is, for whatever reason, the outer tube's 3-inch, inner tube in there is 2.5 that I'm actually welding to on the muffler, but I'll just fill all that. It's not going to be super pretty, but you know, it's under the car, it's not a huge deal, it's not a show car by any means, it's my daily driver, so we'll make it work, and I'll go ahead and weld this up quick and bolt it back up. But looking like we're going to get some rain here pretty soon, so after this is welded up and put back on, I'm going to have to put that back down and get to that this weekend on the DA. So thankfully that one should hopefully just be a matter of 1 clamp and then dropping the control arm and putting the other muffler on. But there it is, all finished up. Not too shabby. Finally got this thing done. It just took me I don't know, a while. I mean, I'm not in any hurry by any means, but you know, looks pretty good though. Came out a nice little slight cock to the right. Logo is facing upwards as it should be. Made just 2 little hangers. Normally I really hate welding onto the muffler itself because, you know, that's, not really where you're supposed to, but I couldn't get him back on the pipe back there. But I don't really plan on changing this muffler out on here anytime soon now. I think I'm gonna be really happy with it. So I'm gonna go fire it up really quick, see what it sounds like. That's quiet. That's kind of a bummer. I mean, it sounds good, and I'm sure it'll sound better under load, and we'll see what it sounds like, you know, under boost and in VTEC, but it's a daily. It's good though. So it's been a couple days now since the last clip, and I was gonna try and throw in some of the exhaust work here on the Integra. You guys don't really need to see that. I think I've changed the exhaust on this thing like 5 times. So right now I'm actually gonna go meet up with somebody to trade off these STR 606s. I just don't like them. They're not really my style. The only reason I got them on the Del Sol in the first place was because I needed some other wheels that weren't the 17s that came on it. So that being said, I've had them up for sale trade for a while now. Everybody's just been offering me the usual run-of-the-mill Arizona freaking stance boy wheels, the drag DR20s, DR16s, and those ugly things. So some dude just offered me some LS meshies and a little bit of cash. He's got brand new tires on them, as these tires are also new. So I was like, yeah, sure, what the heck, why not? I've never had some meshies. So I'm gonna go meet with this dude quick, and I'll show you guys when I get back, after I get them back on the car, and then we'll end this video out. So I will see you in just a moment. Well guys, this video turned into nighttime real quick here. So I didn't end up getting those wheels. The guy ended up kind of wasting my time, spent an hour and a half driving to find out that the tires were totally trash and the rim had a chunk missing out of it. So I was like, yeah, no thank you. But I did get the Del Sol, or the Integra's exhaust put on. So that looks good, sounds great, much quieter than the straight pipe was. So I'm gonna end this here. Hopefully you guys found it enjoyable. If you did, you know what to do. And if you're new to the channel, hit that post notification button, or the little bell or whatever. And not too sure what's coming up next. Oh, actually I do. Got a little video series I'm gonna try out. So be looking forward to the next video if you like toge stuff. And anyways guys, do what you like, forget about the rest, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.